Alright, well, today we'll look at the best and worst brawler of each rarity in Brawl Stars. And I'll say right away, I didn't just make a random list. I looked at how useful a character is right now, how often they're picked, and how stable they are at actually carrying matches. Because there are brawlers who look cool, but in reality only work in rare situations, and then there are those who are almost always strong. Well then, let's go. And we'll start with the rarity. For me, the best rare brawler is Rosa. Out of all the rares, Rosa seems to be the most reliable one. She has a very large health pool, 11,000, and that allows her to easily push forward and tank damage for the team. Her attack deals pretty good damage up close, and if you land all the hits, the enemy just disappears in seconds. But most importantly, her super. When Rosa activates her shield, she gets a huge reduction in incoming damage and becomes a real tank. At that point, it's almost impossible to take her out quickly. She easily enters the point, knocks enemies out of the zone, and holds the position. Rosa is especially strong for me in hot zone, probably because you need to hold the zone there, and Rosa handles that perfectly. Rosa is also strong in gem grab and brawl ball, where you just need to go forward and apply pressure. Next, we have the worst brawler of the rarity. For me, that's El Primo. Basically, yes, he's a cult character. He's been with us since the launch of Brawl Stars. And overall, he's just a legend. But right now, it's very hard for him. He has a lot of HP and decent close range damage. But the problem is, you still have to reach the enemy. On open maps against sharpshooters, he suffers a lot. Without his super, Primo often just runs around taking damage. And his super is powerful, a jump with damage and knockback. But you have to charge it first. If opponents play carefully, it's very hard to do. Especially at high trophies, it's almost impossible because everyone plays smart and everyone's afraid to lose. But basically, he can be good on some brawl ball maps or against close range brawlers, but overall Rosa is more stable and much more useful than Primo right now. Next we have the super rare brawlers, and for me the best super rare brawler is Gus. In the game, Gus is one of the most underrated characters. He has a good attack range, consistent damage from a distance, and a very useful super. His shield can save allies in critical moments or give them the chance to aggressively enter a fight. So Gus doesn't just deal damage, he also heals and helps the team win fights. This is very important in the game right now, especially with the arrival of some new characters that are very hard to counter. So, Gus throws you his super, a shield, and you can just calmly go after those brawlers. Many fighters are only strong on their own, but Gus also buffs his teammates. He's good almost everywhere. Gems, knockout, hot zone, and even showdown. That's why I really like this brawler a lot. Okay, next we have the worst super rare brawler, and for me that's Jackie. I remember back in the day when Brawl Stars was in its prime, seeing Jackie on the map was just a total nightmare. It was very scary to play. I wanted to unlock Jackie so badly just so I could win. But alas, times have completely changed and Brawl Stars is different now. The game has become much faster. But Jackie's speed needs a little bit of work. There are so many long-range brawlers and she needs to get right up close. And if the enemies don't leave themselves open, it's very hard for her to do anything. Really hard. She's still playable on some maps. I mean, some people use her, but overall she's just very weak. Now we have the epic brawlers, and the best epic brawler, in my opinion, is Piper. Piper is a real machine for taking out enemies from a distance. The further the target, the higher her damage. At max range, a shot can take out a huge chunk of an enemy's health, and fragile brawlers can be gone in just a couple of hits. On open maps, she just feels absolutely magnificent. She controls the lanes, keeps them from leaving cover, and forces opponents to play very cautiously. Her super is also very useful. You can escape from a tank, jump over a wall, or finish off an enemy with bombs. If the player knows how to aim, Piper is one of the most dangerous epics. The worst epic for me is Edgar. Edgar is popular basically, but his problem is that he's just too predictable. We all know his playstyle pretty much. He just sits in the bushes, waits for his super to charge, and then jumps on a weak target. And at low trophy levels that actually works. but the stronger the players, the worse it gets. He's met with gadgets, crowd control, knockbacks, or just killed instantly after he jumps. Yes, he can take out single targets, but in terms of consistency, he really loses out to other epics. Okay, next we have the Mythic Brawlers, and the best Mythic Brawler is Gray. He's a very strong character if you play him with your head. His damage is good, basically the range is fine, but the main thing is the portal, that's his super. With him, you can pull off crazy moves, rush in, save a teammate, or quickly change your position. He's a brawler who can win not just with damage, but also with smarts. For example, on the air battle map. Gray is just top tier there because he can get to the goal very quickly using his portal, and in Brawl Ball it basically works the exact same way. Now the worst mythic brawler for me is Doug. The concept of this character is good, but in practice he's just missing something. Sometimes he's actually useful. He can save a match by healing, but compared to other characters he just looks way too weak. A lot of things have to go right for him to shine during a game, and when a character constantly needs perfect moments, that's already a problem. The best legendary brawler is Cordelius. He's currently one of the strongest legendary brawlers overall. He's very dangerous due to his speed, good damage, and ability to just break the opponent's game. The main reason for his power is of course his super. It sends an enemy into a separate dimension for a one-on-one. So you can literally remove the most dangerous opponent from the fight for a few seconds. For example, a gem carrier, a strong sharpshooter, or a gold defender. While the enemy is in Cordelius' world, their team is left outnumbered. Also, Cordelius has generally good damage at close and medium range. And if you get close enough, he quickly takes down many brawlers. Thanks to his speed, he easily forces fights and can chase down enemies. Another plus is his versatility. He's useful in almost every mode. Gems, knockout, brawl ball, hot zone, everywhere his super can decide the outcome. And most importantly, he's very tough to play against. You constantly have to watch out not to get hit by his super, because one mistake can cost the whole match. And that's why Cordelius is now not just strong, but one of the most annoying yet useful legendaries in the game. The worst is Crow. Yeah, it sounds unexpected because Crow has always been considered a strong and very annoying character. And that's true. Playing against him still frustrates many players. But if you compare him specifically to other legendaries, he looks much weaker now. His main thing is the poison. After a hit, the enemy takes damage for a few more seconds and can't heal properly. Because of this, Crow is great at stopping opponents from retreating and recovering health. He constantly keeps enemies on edge and forces them to play more carefully. Also, Crow is handy because he can safely attack from a distance. His daggers easily hit enemies, and he gradually weakens the entire opposing team. But the problem is that he doesn't have the highest damage. While other legendaries can quickly take down an enemy or turn the tide with a strong super, Crow usually just deals damage over time. This is useful, but it's not always enough to win the match. Another downside is his low health pool. If Crow gets caught up close, it's very hard to survive. So Crow isn't a weak brawler. He's still annoying, mobile, and useful. But among legendary brawlers, there are now characters who offer the team much more. And I'd probably make Crow a mythic now, most likely because he just doesn't cut it as a legendary. Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you like this format and you'll support this video with a like because I worked really hard on it. See you next time.